away from him?
I'm still frustrated from the poker author tournament. What's that? I mean, I deserve to win that.
I really like the guy, and I think he's a brilliant player. And we all love to make fun of him when he's throwing a tantrum, but you have to respect his game.
Show some class and shake my hand, kid. I think that I have more knowledge of Texas Hold'em, spade, than anybody else in the world. I can't walk through an airport without getting mobbed.
Phil is very proud of himself. He's very confident. He believes he's a brilliant person.
I've won more Hold'em titles than anybody else in the world the last 15 years.
There he is, the poker brat himself.
Although I haven't won a World Poker Tour event yet. Maybe today's the day.
We've just gotten back from a break, and Phil is not back yet.
All right, now look at this. Courtney Friel is coming out. They're putting the cutout of him out of the table.
You know, when players don't return on time, the cards are dealt, and you're anteed and blinded off, as we say.
Where's the thing coming out of his mouth that says, I am the greatest?
There's a rumor that Phil actually has about 5 of these that he travels with and just keeps in his hotel room just for fun.
I hope he makes a scene when he gets back.
So the cutout will play this hand. Action's going to be on Jean
As
Robert.
everybody gets 2 cards, they'll kill the hand of the missing player. You saw him do it there.
Jean Robert quickly folding Gus Hansen. Short stack goes out.
Over to Tony G now. He picks up a 6 high, 6-5 offsuit, and he's going to raise it. Comes in for 30,000.
Splash at the pot. Right behind him, Mike. The mouth has Jack 10.
Mike is going to make the call. Phil, the dummy there, cannot call. He was automatically folded because he wasn't sitting at the table.
Round to Mend the Master, who's got a suited connector. 10-9 of spades. He's already in the pot.
He's getting pretty good pot odds here. 80,000 in the pot.
Pressure on Mike.
It cost men 20,000 more to call.
Guess who's coming back? It's Phil.
You folded. It was a bad hand.
Well, he's wondering what this statue and cutout is all about here.
I'm gonna let this guy take over for me. I'll see you all later.
We all know the dummy plays better than you.
I mean, the needles never stop with Phil Hellmuth.
But
And Ben is going to make the call, so we have 3-way action.
What happened? They played a hand without me?
Yeah, no, he played
Phil,
for you.
a little shocked, he said, that they played without him.
Well, Phil, believe it or not, they don't stop tournaments when you're not in the seat.
You guys started without me,
All
really?
right, here we go with the flop. It's a king 7-5. Tony G catches a piece of that.
The master checks.
It's going to be on Tony G. He's raised before the flop.
I'll bet it.
He's going to fire. Only flop bottom
60.
pair.
Mike the Mouth going out. And men out as well, so that's going to do it. A nice little rush here for Tony G.
So by playing aggressive and raising before the flop with 6 high, betting on the flop, Tony G takes down another pot.
We waited like 5 more
And
minutes.
Phil still dumbfounded. Believe it or not, tournaments are not held up because Phil Hellmuth is not back in the seat.
Well, folks, we got more needles than a sewing factory going on here. Stay tuned. We're coming right back.
I like to talk and tell the joke and just have fun when I play. A lot of people love watching me on TV. Not like Howard Leather or Eric Stidego.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We're at the Commerce Casino for the Bad Boys of Poker 2. Our current chip leader, Mike the Mouth Matusow, and the defending champion, Gus Hansen, on the short stack right now with 40,000.
Yes, and Phil Hellmuth a little antsy. Here he comes.
I want you all to know that I'm the first one in World Poker Tour history to miss a hand.
Oh,
And the
boy.
cutout was beautiful, beautiful.
He's
Oh,
looking
yeah,
for
very
any
nice,
kind of
very nice.
record he can get, this guy, man. You know what I mean? He's grasping at straws now. You get a feel like that.
Mike would say that the cutout plays better than I do.
Man, it don't take much for anyone to play better than you.
Cruel. Okay.
I'm sure the cutout plays
The
better
action
than
is going to be on Phil. He's got Queen 9 this time, offsuit.
Lays it down.
He's slipping.
Into
though.
Mend the Master. He's got King 8.
Gus had already beat him to it.
Certainly not a premium hand, but enough for men to raise with. 30,000 he bets.
Jean Robert out, and now Gus Hansen with a pair of ducks here, deuces.
I'm not sure
He's
if he was
only got
referring to the cutout
40,000
or the
left.
cutout.
He knows if he makes this call, probably 1 or 2 of the blinds will call also. Going to be tough for him to win a 4-way pot with 2 deuces, so he opts to fold.
All right, I'll leave it up to you two
Tony
guys.
out, and now Mike Matusow with the 4s.
He just calls, does not re-raise with a small pair. So here comes the flop. The flop is Jack 9-5. As the cards lie, Mike has the best hand with 2 4s.
Matusow coming out and betting 25,000. Courageous bet.
It's a small bet into a pot that's got over 70,000 in it. And I think Nguyen senses that. And look at this, Vince. He's coming over the top. He is re-raising here with absolutely nothing. Not based on the strength of his hand, but because he perceives weakness in Mike Matusow's hand, and he is exactly right about it.
It's an excellent read here by Men the Master.
Hello, man.
Hello, Mike.
How are you?
Make him talk.
Good. Now he talk. I make him talk.
Men trying to act strong here, and relaxed and confident, and it's going to work.
All you can eat, baby.
He didn't seem nervous one iota. Mike Matusow hitting the trail.
Hello, Mike.
Well, there you get a glimpse of some of the poker skill that is at this table. Men the Master re-raising there with no hand and no draw to take that pot away from Mike Matusow.
Just nice thievery by Men the Master. 51 years old out of Bell Gardens. Let's go back down to the table on Tony G. This time he's got ace-8.
Since it's Gus is blind. 25.
He's going to raise it up to $25,000.
Mike Matusow right behind him quickly calls it.
Got value, Gus.
Phil Hellmuth with Jack-8 behind him goes out.
The Master, he looks down at ace-6 offsuit and folds.
And Jean Robert going out, and now it's back on Gus. Just a 5 deuce in his hand. It's going to cost him another $15,000.
Well, he's only got 25,000 left, Vince.
It's desperate times right now.
And he's making the call here.
Yes, he is.
Now he's only got 10,000 left.
35.
He's desperate to try to triple up, but you almost think that if you're going to put in 15,000, just throw out the other 10 there and just try to triple up.
Well, we got three-way action. Gus on the ropes here. Here's the flop.
Now flop comes King Jack 3. No help for Gus. He checks. Tony, who raised before the flop,
You got to bet 10,000.
trying to bet 5,000 here.
A little confused here, but he has to bet at least 10,000. He wanted a little bargain there, it looked like, but
Well.
he bets 10. And Mike Matusow going over the top of this with his kings.
Not much gets by Mike Matusow. He sniffs out weakness to Tony G there. Comes over the top for 25,000 more.
Oh, this is miserable for poor Gus. He's only got a deuce 5 at his hand.
He lays it down to save that last 10,000.
And now back on Tony, who has just ace high. Do you want to see the additional 25,000?
Well, I can't see Tony calling here. If you're thinking Matusow's making a play on him, he might come over the top for all his chips, but seems to me those are his only 2 options.
All right, take it down. Jack's good.
Tony's going to make the good lay down.
Yes, he is.
So Mike Matusow picks up the pot. And here comes the Wonder Cam cards. 4 and a 6. Look at this, Vince. Gus Hansen would have made the nuts, and he just peeked down at the Wonder Cam cards. And right now, he's got to be saying, why didn't I just throw my last 10,000 in before the flop? I would have tripled up.
Well, why did I have to look at the Wonder Cam? I could have been in Monte Carlo and never seen the show. I could have lived happily ever after.
Well, action is on Mike Matusow here.
This time he looks at Jackson 5, Motown.
That make you straight?
He goes out. Hellmuth with Jack 3 goes out as well.
I disagree.
Raise it.
And the Master getting spunky here. He's going to raise with 9-6 of hearts.
Well, it doesn't make much sense to me. He knows Gus is committed to this hand for his little bit of money.
Makes it 30,000 to go. Jean Robert out. Gus has got ace 3.
We're around to Tony.
Tony G with king 7.
It's only 20,000. I know you're going to call.
He's going to make the call. So they have created what's called a side pot. Tony and men can continue betting on the side. Gus cannot win any of the money that they bet from here out. Here comes a flop. Well, Tony's flopped top pair and quickly checks. And Men has flopped second pair, and he is going to bet.
And the side pot gets bigger. Men the Master betting $30,000 with his pair of 9s.
Tony calling him with top pair. Doesn't re-raise.
Not good for Gus.
Gus sickened by this.
Well, Gus right now has got to catch an ace to take the lead here. Now deuce comes off.
Tony checks.
This gives Gus a wheel draw as well. He can catch a 5 and make a straight and win, or catch an ace and win. Remember, Tony and Men can continue to bet. Men looking over Tony's chips.
What you got there? About 240?
You're entitled to know how many chips your opponent has, so you can ask for a chip count at any time.
You get all of that chips. You never involve a big pot. How come you got all the chips there, Tony?
That's what I'm trying to work out too. I don't know. They just come to me. The vacuum cleaner, the Hoover, they call me.
Among other things.
That's your nickname?
Suck them all up. Sometimes I used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, man checks right behind him.
Here's the river card. It's a 7. Makes 2 pair for Tony G.
Tony has now made 2 pair, kings and 7s. Gus Hansen is going to be eliminated from this tournament.
That's a dangerous card, isn't it?
Well, he says it's a dangerous card because there's 3 diamonds out there, but it's come diamond, diamond, meaning you wouldn't put somebody on a diamond flush here. So Tony is going to bet here, 50,000.
Men's pair of 9s shrinking up.
Tony checked and called on the flop. He checked on the turn. Now all of a sudden he's betting on the river.
I guess you got nothing the way you look now.
But because Gus is all in this pot, you're just not going to assume your opponent's going to make a play on you with no hand.
He goes out. He knows you can see it anyway.
Well, men makes a good lay down here. Tony G is going to win this pot with kings up.
And that's going to do it for the Great Dane, Gus Hansen. He will become our 6th place finisher here.
The defending champion out in 6th place.
Standing ovation here at the Commerce Casino.
I'll give you a hug, Russ. He's getting hugs now, man. Even Matusow, who called Gus an idiot earlier tonight, giving him a hug. He's not hugging back, Vince. He's still wishing he put that extra 10,000 in, but he made the 6 high straight. So we are going to have a new champion of the bad boys of poker.
And right now, Gus Hansen, not used to getting knocked out of the final table first. He's going to go up to talk to our beautiful Courtney Friel.
You know, there was a lot of trash talking down there. Did you kind of just want to get out of there? Was that irritating you?
No, I'm used to it. I knew they were going to say a lot of both. So I'm just a quiet guy. It's just going to lean back and let them do their trash talking. I mean, it doesn't really affect my play.
There's going to be a new bad boy in town. Don't go away. We're coming back with more on the World Poker Tour.
Welcome back to LA and the WPT's Bad Boys of Poker 2. I'm Courtney Friel, and here's what's happened so far.
The first round of this poker brawl went to the newest bad boy in town, Jean-Robert Ballande.
I'm up, Bobby. I don't limp, it just fold.
Next, blowhard Mike the Mouth Matusow, humble legend in his own mind, Phil Hellmuth. But the Mouth had nothing to say when Men the Master Nguyen came alive with a bold bluff.
Hello, Mike.
Meanwhile, Australian airbag Tony G did more talking than playing, but proved he could walk the walk by taking defending bad boy Gus Hansen out of the game. With one bad boy sent to his room, 5 are left to fight it out for king of the poker playground.
5 players remain, and right now the Mouth, Mike Matusow, is the chip leader. The Australian airbag Tony G in second with 362, Men the Master with 298. The poker brat Phil Hellmuth with 283, and the short stack at this point is Jean-Robert Ballande.
Man, somehow does it seem fitting that Gus Hansen, perhaps the guy with the nicest demeanor at this final table, out in 6th place. After all, this is Bad Boys Night.
Yes, it is. Back down to the table, Jean-Robert quickly folding his hand. And now Tony G has picked up a huge hand, pair of kings.
It's about the standard raise.
Going to raise it up to 30,000.
Now Mike Matusow calls him with the ace-5 of hearts.
Phil Hellmuth quickly out. And Men the Master wants no part of a two-way action right now.
So Tony's got the 2 kings. Mike has the ace-5. Here comes the flop. Jack, Jack, 4. Action's on Tony. And he's going to bet.
Yes, he does. Splashes 30. And just like that,
Wow.
a quick call by Mike Matusow with just ace-5.
Calling him with the ace-high here. Well, a 5 comes off. These are the chip leaders going at it here.
And Tony has checked, and Mike is coming out to bet 30,000 this time. Well, he got a piece of it. And a quick call down by Tony G.
Tony, afraid he might have a jack. May have made a spade flush there. Checks and calls on the turn. 10 of clubs comes off. Again, Tony checks.
And Mike checks. Check, check.
Well, Mike trying to see the 2 5s if they're going to be good, but
You don't have to show me your cards because I know I got you. I just want you to put a bit more money in there. Come on, Mike.
even when he wins, he's not happy.
Come on, Mike.
Wants more
I know
money.
you're better than that.
He's like a circus barker.